It's January 12th, and I am back with another Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. We begin the week with a waning crescent in Scorpio, so if you've been a little moody, that might be it. And it's not just that, but Venus is squaring Chiron, so if you've been feeling like your feelings are extra hurt, if you've been feeling a little bit like some of the events from the past weekend are a bit personal or just trigger something in you, then you're not alone. It's a very specific time for some of the things that are happening. And with Jupiter involved, I am not surprised about some of the things that have transpired in the last week or so. A moody Monday in Scorpio, moody being the key word. But here's the thing, we're still in Capricorn season. The sun is still in Capricorn, even though we begin the week with the moon in Scorpio. So we are still very concerned and very interested, or should be trying to get focused on those systems that we want to really put in place. I don't know what you journaled or what seeds you planted with your intentions in the last new moon. You can check last year's book on that. But this this new moon coming up this weekend on Sunday in Capricorn is going to seal the deal, if you will. If you let it, if you've been working toward it, if that's what you want to manifest. I'll give you a personal example. Here's a personal example, and something I've been procrastinating on for way too long because life happens and everybody becomes first on the list. And if you're a mom, then you know that we tend to put ourselves last. Let me sit up really straight up when I say that, right? And so I've been procrastinating on renewing my vitamins and doing all these self-care things. I used to spend a lot more time with with the rolling or the dry brushing or doing all these things for the skin before bed, or the teas and the different herbs for different types of effects for hormones or for sleep or for well-being. And so all of a sudden, I stopped doing all of those, and time flies. Before you know it, 3 months, 6 months, I don't know how long goes by before you realize that you have maybe put off some things that you should really be putting into action, putting into a system, figuring out how to incorporate it into your day. I don't know if you saw my Moon Day post about journaling, where I kind of gave you a little peek as to what the rest of my week looks like. But Tuesday, um, it's interesting because I have my little recipe of my sleepy time tea that has all these things in it for better sleep, because it's not just the cats that wake me up in the middle of the night. I keep waking up in the middle of the night as well, and it turns out that apparently that's very common in my age. And so I don't know if you saw, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Sleepy Time Tea is already scheduled. So let's get to the week astrologically, and hopefully by the end of this week, you can really figure out what are the systems that you're going to put in place for the rest of the year. This isn't about resolutions. And if it is, then let the resolution be that you're going to take the time to figure out what systems really work. And once you figure out what the systems that work, you're going to then, pinky promise, to put them into place every week. That's what the agenda is for. Copy paste every week, even if it looks the same. Get into the habit of doing that. So let's get on with it. This week, I will make sure to keep my schedule and I will create more self care routines in the sense that I really want to nail down what is that I want to do every morning and before bed. As always, the affirmation for every moon day is meant to last you for the whole week. So take a moment to ponder it every day. But it's really reflecting the moon from this moon day, which is this waning crescent in Scorpio, and the fact that the sun is in Capricorn. By the waning moon's shadowed light, I surrender the weight I've carried too long. What is dead, I now return to the dark, so my spirit may rise, cleansed and strong. And so it is. Now, whereas the rest of the planets are concerned, Mercury and Jupiter are always in the mix where it comes to public opinion, personal opinion, activism at large, and the communications that we have one to one. And so it's not just this week or last week that these planets have a role or play a part. And one of the reasons why I became really quiet in 2025 and stopped posting and stopped producing so much content is because a lot of these astrological situations are cyclical. The deeper you go, the deeper you will see that the karmic circles are going to repeat themselves, whether they are in your own circles or in the circles in your vicinity. I hope that makes sense. By Wednesday, the moon is in Sagittarius, and I'm hoping that it lights a fire so that any last finishing touches on this system that I'm hoping we will solidify to then move into the rest of the year with a clear vision of what we want to do day to day for ourselves. And then moving into Capricorn on Friday with the sun in Capricorn as well. I'm just really optimistic about the fact that Venus doing its thing with Chiron, again, going back to what I was saying in the beginning, it's not just about self worth and having our feelings hurt because of what happens or because of the situations that come up in the world or around us or in our lives, but it's also about finances, and that's Capricorn as well. And so, this new moon in Capricorn, this is the opportunity to really ponder what are the little tiny steps that I put in place, that I build, that I hammer on real hard so that I can build up on the things that I really want to look forward to, on the things that I want to work upon. That's that's what's happening this week. And I'm hoping that despite the rest of the astrology, despite the rest of the tea and the fear mongering that you might hear, I really hope that we focus blinders on the immediate agenda, which is self care, figure out how to balance all the things that we want to have on our plate because they bring us joy, because they are nutritious, and because they are so good. What are you working on? What's the one step you're going to take today and tomorrow so that by Sunday, the 18th, for that new moon, you have a clear picture? Here are the questions. Where in my life do I crave more structure? And what small, sacred commitments can help me build it? What dream deserves the steadiness of my effort, not just my inspiration? And let me tell you, I am going to be transparent as I have always been. I'm 40 and I want glowy skin. I've noticed that my skin is a little dull. And so, what dream deserves the steadiness of my effort? I have never been more interested in doing whatever nightly routine I have to do to achieve that glowy skin without the filters. So the question is, how much is it going to cost me? But what dream deserves my attention and my steady effort, not just my inspiration? Honestly, that one, because I'm 40 and I deserve it. So, what do I need to do? Please let me know in the comments. By mountains' will and moon's new breath, I plant my promise in the earth. May discipline be my devotion and patience the path to my becoming. If that is not a great affirmation for a nighttime routine, I don't know what is. Seriously. By mountain's will and moon's new breath, I plant my promise in the earth. May discipline be my devotion and patience the path to my becoming. And so it is. I kind of like using my pen. That's my little wand. Those are the questions and the affirmations from the book that you get to journal on and paint over it. I will be doing a separate post where I get to do that closer to the weekend, closer to Sunday. All in all, babe, you're doing a great job. Every single day, you're doing a little bit more, and I'm just so proud of you. And I'm proud of myself. So, I will see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.